been a minute since I've been in the studio here. If you're wondering why, movies are terrible to talk about these days. We're here to talk about Predator Badlands. I really enjoyed the movie. I want to make that clear immediately. Internet discourse around this movie is that it's not very good. It's the Disneyfication of the Predator franchise, it's this and that. The reason I don't do as many reviews these days is because I am tired. We're gonna talk about why I love the movie. We're gonna talk about why other people hate the movie. And then we're going to talk about a few spoilers. That's what this video is. Let's get into it. My brief consensus is that I loved the movie. I sat in the theater from the get-go. There's the music, the vocal Mongolian throat singers blaring through the speakers. The cinematography of Predator Badlands, also fantastic. It's crisp, it's clean, it's visually stunning at all times. I am critical when movies use digital cameras and they have that sort of grey, bland look instead of using film, which every director in Hollywood has access to. I criticize that. But when someone like Dan Trachtenberg or David Fincher, who use digital cameras, use the tech to appeal to their vision, wherein the grey, sort of muted, steely colour of digital cameras work for their vision, I don't criticize it. In fact, I applaud it. And that's what the cinematography is in this movie. It's brilliant. Yeah, it's not as vibrant, textured, deep, colourful as film, but it is excellent. And you will never once say, that's a bad shot, that's ugly, outside of maybe a couple of fully CGI renders. So I love the immersion of the film. As I said, the music, the look. Then there's the characters. The main character, Deck, who is the Predator we've all seen in the trailers. They were successful. They took a Predator, a Yautja, and made him the main character. And not only did they make him the focus, the main character, they made you care about him. They made him three-dimensional. I cared about him. I found him funny at times, very badass most of the time. How is it that a Yautja in a Predator sequel, 40 years almost after the original Predator movie, has more character than most big budget Hollywood movies? How is that possible? It's possible. You know why? Dan Trachtenberg. I'm gonna sing his praises. The man has vision and knows what he's doing. There's also Elle Fanning playing Thea, the robot android we've seen in the trailers. I've seen people criticize her performance as annoying, Marvel humor, this and that. But that's the point. When you first meet this character, she doesn't stop yapping. She doesn't shut the F up. Yeah, it's meant to be annoying because we are from the perspective of Deck, who is a Yautja. He doesn't want to yap to a female android. He wants to hunt and pull spines out. So that dichotomy works. And after that initial meeting of these two characters, she becomes much more balanced. She pulls back on all the yapping, becomes a real character. So I feel like people that are out here on YouTube saying, girl boss, Marvel humor, they're just taking a small example and amplifying it to fit their narrative. And the plot is breakneck. I love it. This movie is 1 hour and 47 minutes. How often do we get a science fiction, adventure, action movie these days that just exists, gets the job done, under 2 hours, doesn't waste your time? I'm not saying every movie has to be short, and I'm not saying longer movies don't deserve to be longer, but we don't see it anymore. This movie achieves everything it needs to do and doesn't bore you once. The pacing is breakneck. The plot is bare bones. You can predict where things are going, but it's exciting along the way. It really just feels like an 80s action movie with today's special effects. And those are basically the reasons why I love it. I've watched a lot of reviews now on this movie overnight. It seems to be that it's quite split. Lots of people really like it, like myself. Lots of people really don't like it. And the ones I'm seeing that don't like this movie are all saying the same thing. And it's kind of funny because all these people all exist in the same echo chamber. They all go on each other's channels and talk to each other. It's funny how that works. They're saying this is the Disneyfication of the Predator franchise, so this and that. Have we forgotten that the 2018 movie The Predator was about the predators trying to harvest autism. I get so fed up with fans of these legacy IPs. They will beg, cream their shorts for something original, something new. You get it. And then when you get something new, oh no, a Yautja can't be the main character. Why is there a female android? Girl boss, girl boss, girl boss. They have to be like Ripley from that movie Alien back in the 80s. That's what they say every time. Every time! They can't move on. It has to be like Sarah Connor. She was a strong female protagonist. I get fed up. I get really bitter at these people. But it's always the same talking points. They want something new, and then they get something new, and they don't want it. Why? Because it's not like what they love. They are what they condemn. Another thing I see commonly said about this movie is that because it's rated PG-13, not rated R like every previous Predator movie, you know, again, the Marvelification, the Disneyfication of the Predator franchise. Watch the movie. It is not. You would not watch this movie and think it's rated PG-13. It's violent, hardcore, hard themes. It gets away with the lower rating because there is no blood and gore from humans being mutilated. Do we really think Dan Trachtenberg, who made Prey, very violent, gory, who made Killer of Killers earlier this year, the animated movie, very violent and gory, set out to make a Predator sequel where he has more money to do what he wants? Do you really think he set out to make a movie that appealed to children? Children are gonna watch Predator anyway. I grew up on the original Predator. That's why I am a violent psychopath. Just because the people that rate or grade a movie and on what level it is, you know, PG-13R, just because those people said this is PG-13, doesn't mean when they were making the movie they set out to make that. Do you know how that works? That's not what they aimed for. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Don't be stupid. And there's also, like I said earlier, people saying, oh, Thea, Elle Fanning's character, you know, Marvel humor. I get fed up with this as well. Just because there is a bit of banter and humor in a movie doesn't mean it's Marvel humor. Do we all forget that Marvel, we all loved it a decade ago? Do we all forget that? There's nothing wrong with banter. There's nothing wrong with injecting comedy into your Predator movie. The original Predator is quite a funny movie.
Yeah! Stick around.
And along with the Disneyfication of the Predator franchise, everyone seems to be saying, oh, it's just like The Mandalorian. This new Predator, it's just like The Mandalorian. No, it's not. There is a cute animal in this movie that has a little bit of screen time, actually disappears for quite a big chunk of the movie, not in it that much, and plays a pivotal role in the plot, just because when that character is on screen, it's a little bit cutesy and has interactions with the Yautja deck in a way we've never seen a Yautja act. Doesn't mean, oh, it's automatically The Mandalorian. That means it's bad by association because it's just like The Mandalorian. Again, like Marvel humor, the point I just made. The Mandalorian was one of the biggest new Star Wars IPs in the world when it came out. Why? Because we all liked it when it came out. Yes, it turned rubbish by the 3rd season, but season 1 and 2 were very enjoyable, good, emotional stories that we all loved. So this association to things that are now not as good as they were doesn't work as a critique. It's lazy. It's lazy, and you shouldn't listen to those people that do that. I am so over movie criticism on YouTube. No one talks about what actually matters. Vision, cinematography, music, plot, pacing, writing, how you feel. They take these stupid tangent, connotation, like linked points. Oh, it's like The Mandalorian in this one scene, so therefore bad. That is not movie criticism. These people are grifters, liars, and they're pathetic, and that is why you don't see Mickey C doing so much YouTube anymore. I'm over it. I don't know where YouTube is going in regards to movie criticism. I don't know how to exist on this platform right now. I'll figure it out, but I'm starting to get quite bitter. Going on from that point, let's talk about movie criticism in 2025 and beyond. Trailers come out. People will make up their mind then and there. Predator Badlands. The trailer came out. It looked great to me. I thought it was fantastic. The internet though, oh no! That Predator doesn't look like the one from the '87 film. That Predator looks like an African-American woman. That's a Yautja? I thought that was former First Lady Michelle Obama. And because those little talking points are picked up by the bigger channels on YouTube movie criticism, because they run with it, all the low IQ individuals across the world, they run with it too. Then all of a sudden, that's all you're hearing. And then in the zeitgeist of Predator Badlands, the talk online, the discourse online, that's all you hear. Negative, negative, negative. The positive voices, they don't get through. Everybody's made up their mind before the movie comes out. More trailers come out, all, to me, equally as good. But what happens? Everyone shits on it again. And it's a compiling effect. It was like Superman. I like the first trailer for that. I like the second trailer for that. You remember all the reactions I did. I still got the video on the channel, Superman will save superhero films. I had faith. And then I saw the movie and didn't like it. That's how you know I'm honest. If something changes my mind when I watch it, I change my mind. If it doesn't, it doesn't. These people are never honest. I'm sorry this video is turning into a massive rant, but I have to. This is cathartic for me. People in 2025 make up their minds before they see the movies, especially if they run a YouTube channel. Then, for about 3 or 4 months prior to the movie's release, running with a narrative, when the movie comes out, they double down on the narrative, all in on black. Then, they just repeat that and repeat that. And then when a movie doesn't do well financially, they'll say, this is why, because the Predator looks like an African-American woman. And I get so over it. I get so over it. People saying, I get so over it that, it feels like to be positive about movies or excited about them these days, it just feels like you're not allowed to do that. And I hate it. I miss the times. There was no better times than a decade ago, let's say. The Force Awakens, Batman vs Superman, movies that people hate on these days. When those movies come out, there were lineups outside my cinema for those movies. It doesn't happen anymore. And arguably, movies of that scale don't come out as often, but it just doesn't happen. And it absolutely breaks my heart. Optimism, excitement, wanting to go to the cinema, wanting to see movies doesn't exist anymore. And these people on YouTube that I despise are the reason so many people don't go to the movies, I think. You might think I'm stupid for saying that, or that YouTube movie reviewers have something to do with the general audiences not going to movies. I think I'm 100% correct. YouTube, maybe 15 years ago, wasn't the be-all, end-all of opinions and the flow of the general masses in regards to movies. But it is today. YouTube is like the biggest thing in the world. All these channels get more views than local TV stations. They have opinions that matters. What they say matters, and low IQ individuals listen to them. And that is why movies are just becoming so difficult to be around. It breaks my heart. Again, I'm sorry for the rant. I talked about earlier why I love the movie, and I just want to double down on these things. Now, it is a new perspective, it's fresh. The first Predator movie is one of my favorites of all time. I think it's perfect. I absolutely adore it. The second one, I really enjoy as well. It's more of the same with the first one, just a different setting, a bit more technology, expands the lore. Typical sequel, not as well done, not as well handled, but it is a good sequel. Then you get into AVP 1 and 2, they suck. Then you get into Predators, generic slop. The Predator was an abysmal joke. Prey takes things back to basics. It's like a proof of concept for Dan Trachtenberg. He made a movie with a small budget that didn't even release to theaters to say to Fox Studios, hey, I know what I'm doing, let me do it. And what happens? People like that movie. Green light, go. Killer of Killers this year, amazing. Badlands, in my opinion, great. Go again. Sets up a sequel. Vision. This is why I'm excited about it. It's not just the movie itself, but it's what it could be. It's everything I say these movies have to be. Simple. Don't waste your time. Execution is on point. Music, sound effects, everything. It is so well done, and it leaves the door open for more. That's what you gotta do. You gotta leave the door open for more. Possible sequel, excitement for the future, build to something. Not many movies do that well anymore. You got Superman that just had Supergirl drop through the Fortress of Solitude's roof. That's not sequel setup. This movie has a tiny little stinger right at the end that really excited me. I was like, oh, okay. Talk about it in a second. That's what you gotta do. This fresh new perspective on the Predator lore, everything, amazing. The visual look is fresh as well. Compare this to the original. I know it's 40 years apart, but it's fresh, it's new, it feels like a new franchise. It's exciting. I don't need to see some dudes in the woods be hunted by a Yautja again. I don't need to see it, I've seen it. The pacing, like I said, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Yeah, the movie can be a little bit predictable. You sort of can see where things are going. I'm not saying it's some brilliant work of art in the writing department, but it doesn't waste your time. It just goes and goes and goes. And just when you think, oh, why are we wasting time on this little scene? Cut, go, keep going. Love the pacing. The pacing is brilliant. All of Dan Trachtenberg's work are fairly short, to the point, don't waste your time. It's like the Seinfeld effect. Jerry Seinfeld was offered a 10th season of Seinfeld. When it was at its most popular, he said no. What happened? Seinfeld is regarded as one of the greatest TV shows of all time because it ended before it got bad. It's just like Dan Trachtenberg's work, like Predator Badlands. Just as you're at the peak, ends. You want more. I was wondering the whole movie if there would be a tie-in to Killer of Killers. For those of you that don't know, that animated movie earlier this year ended with 3 human protagonists escaping a Predator battle arena in a Predator ship with the Yautja in pursuit. That's how it ended, and I was like, that's really cool. They were on the Yautja homeworld. I thought, oh, we're setting up like some sort of crossover where these animated characters come into live action. I was wondering if that was gonna happen the whole movie. And then we get to the end of this movie. Deck, he's completed his hunt. He's come back, he's killed his father. I didn't mention this, but Deck's father kills Deck's brother at the start of the movie. So it sort of becomes like this full circle moment where he comes back and kills his father in the same way the father killed the brother. Very satisfying. It's like, yes, character arc, setup, payoff. It's just, it's brilliant. Then it cuts to credits, like Predator Badlands, boom, boom. And then the screen comes back to the same scene and you're like, oh, it was still going. And then you see a Predator ship on the horizon, and it's the same ship that the 3 animated characters escaped on, or the same looking ship. And I thought, oh, this is set at the same time. There's gonna be a crossover here because Deck is still alive, Elle Fanning is now alive, and the little cute creature has grown up a little bit. We're going to get like this team up movie. I don't know where it's going, but I'm excited. I thought that was what was gonna happen. Turns out it's Deck's mother, because Elle Fanning says, who is that? And he goes, that's my mother, but in the Yautja language. And I was like, okay, not as exciting, but also cool. Is the mother like a warlord herself? We haven't seen a female Yautja before. I thought that was cool. That could lead to something. That's exciting. And that's all I've got to say. I really enjoyed the movie. I'm sorry if I had to make you all listen to my ranting and raving. Look, this is why you should subscribe to me, and this is not a plug, but I'm honest, I'm passionate about films, and I have an issue with the state of YouTube, because the people that claim to be passionate are not, and they're grifting, and they're baiting, and people are buying it, and it's just really disheartening. I'm not saying what I do is worthy of any more subscribers or views than I've already got. I'm not consistent enough, I'm not putting out the content that needs to be viewed. I understand that. What just gets to me is just this era of negativity and fakeness on YouTube that really frustrates me. I know I've been negative in the past, but when I'm negative, I try to play up the negativity in a funny way, not a bitter or, frankly, most of these people are quite, and I hate to use the word because I don't like being this guy, but bigoted way. You know, they know what they're appealing to. That's what they do. I'm over it. I'm sorry again for the rant. If you liked the rant, thank you for listening to it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video, whatever that may be. Predator Badlands was the last movie of the year I was genuinely excited for. I don't know what else is coming out that I really care to talk about. So we'll see what the next video is. Until then, adieu.